So I met this guy last week. I think it was Friday. Yeah. I'd never met the guy in my life, so we were just talking. And I found out real quick that he was a name dropper. A name dropper, if you don't know, is someone who finds a way to tell you in every single conversation the famous people that they know. So I'm talking to the guy, I say something, he thinks about it, and he says something back. That's basically how conversation works. But when he replied to me, he said, "Oh, that's something so-and-so would do." And then he chuckled. My response was, "Who?" I didn't know who he was talking about, but I knew he was name dropping, okay? But it didn't make sense to me because I thought you had to drop names of people knew about. No, not this guy. And he was like, "You know the mayor's brother-in-law?" And I was like, "No, I don't know. And I don't think you know how name dropping works, just so you know." Typically, when you name drop names that people have heard of. Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie. Any of Brad Pitt's or Angelina Jolie's kids, okay? So this guy was trying to name drop with names that aren't droppable, okay? He wasn't name dropping no more, okay? He was gently laying names down, okay? He is a name gently layer downer. And that wasn't the only time he gently laid a name down during our conversation. He did it again, said, so-and-so. And again, who are you talking about? He's like, "Oh, it's the guy who manages the PetSmart down here." I don't want to be rude, okay? I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure the pets love him at PetSmart. But I don't think his name needs to come up, and I don't really care if you went to dinner with him and saw his 86 Honda Civic, okay? First off, I don't think they even made Honda Civics in 86, so I don't believe a word you're saying. But now I'm kind of getting a little jealous, okay? I want to gently lay names down too. So I'll start making stuff up. But I want to go big, okay? And I also want to go home. I want to go big and go home. What I decided to do was throw out really famous people's name, kinda, to see if he would catch on. So he asked me, he's like, "Have you ever tried kombucha?" And I was like, "Yeah, actually Brian May introduced me to kombucha a couple years ago when we were at his house." Brian May, by the way, is the guitar player for Queen. I recently went to a screening of the new movie Bohemian Rhapsody, so I'm kind of into Queen kick right now. He had no idea who it was, but he nodded along like, "Oh, yeah, Brian May." And the worst part was that I couldn't say my favorite joke. Okay, anytime someone name drops, I always say, "Oh, you dropped something. Oh, it was that name." Okay? It's a dad joke, but I love it and I will always use it, always. But I couldn't do that, no, because he wasn't dropping names. He was laying them down gently. He was tucking them into bed, giving them a goodnight kiss, reading them 2 stories for some reason. Overachiever. I mean, it wasn't a total failure on his part. I mean, now I know the manager of PetSmart has a 86 Honda Civic. My life has changed. Next time you want to name drop, go big, okay? Go as big as you can go. Just mid-conversation say, "Oh, that reminds me of something God said, the creator of the universe, when we were in his 86 Honda Civic."